everyone, welcome back to A Life of KG. So it's been a little while. We've had obviously World Lash University, which took up a lot of my time over the last couple of weeks. And thank you everyone for that come. It was literally amazing. I knew it was going to be so good, but where I was like standing there watching everyone and seeing how everyone was so happy, and I was just like blown away, like how the hell did we pull this off? We done so well, and so many people wanted to buy tickets out on the day for next year, which is mental. That everyone wants to come again. So we launched last night tickets for sale for World Lash University 2020, which is going to be in the same venue but bigger and better, so different room, and I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, it's going to be so much better than it was, even though it was already amazing. So yeah, after World Lash University, we've been inundated with emails and obviously sending everyone's awards out that weren't there to collect their awards if you won a competition. So yeah, we've just been really busy, which has then taken my life away from the podcast. But before World Lash University, we obviously interviewed some amazing people, so hopefully that's kept you busy catching up with the show. So I just wanted to kind of jump on quickly and just talk about audiences. Like, what is your target audience? Now, it's always kind of a subject that I've thought, obviously we know what our target audience is, but you don't. If you actually look into it deep, like really deep, it actually takes a while to find your target audience and decide who do you want to be, who do you want to be your audience, who do you want your customers to be. So obviously, a lot of us, most people listening to this are in the beauty industry. You might be a beautician, or you might be a lash artist, you might be a salon owner, you might be thinking about getting into business, or you might not be in the beauty industry at all and in a completely different business. And this applies to every single business. Like, you need to know your audience. So most people in our industry, the beauty industry, would say that our target audience is female, around 18 to 65, and likes getting pampered. And that's kind of how far it goes. But that's not like, that's not enough. You need more than that. You really need to scale down your audience. You need to pinpoint exactly the person that you want to walk through your salon door. So you need to think of, obviously, female or male, what their ages are, and don't think of that as 18 to 65. Yeah, okay, you might want to cater to everyone's needs and everyone's ages, but if you are catering, for example, 18-year-olds, then 18-year-olds possibly might have a lower budget, so then they might need to go to a lower budget salon. Not saying all 18-year-olds, but I'm just talking like generalising. If you're looking at a higher age range, 35 to 40, they might have more disposable income, so they might be able to spend more on beauty treatments, so that might be more of your ideal client. You need to think about, what do they look like? Are they a girly girl? Do they have long hair? What do they like doing? What is their job? A job is really important, like, part of finding your audience, because again, it depends on your hours. So for example, if you're working from home, for example, and you only want to work in the day because you have children and night time's no good because you're putting them to bed, or they might wake up, or whatever it is, whereas in the day they're in nursery or they're in school, so you haven't got your children and you just need your clients in the day, so 10 till 3. What kind of audience is that you need? Well, you need people that don't work. You need people that all have shifts. So it might be like nurses or carers, they work shifts. Obviously mums, stay-at-home mums, they won't be working in the day, so they will be your audience. So obviously the school mums that you go to drop your kids off with. It might be people that work close by and can pop out for an hour to come and see you for a treatment. We've got quite a lot of them type of clients that come out on their lunch break. So that's what I mean, you need to work out like your audience in that sense as well. You might be just starting off in career and you might have a 9-to-5 job at the moment, doing something completely not anything to do with beauty, and you're building up your client base so you can only do weekends. So what type of client would you be looking for if it was only weekend clients? Well, it might not be mums because they might be with their children, so they won't be able to bring their children to the appointment. So you're looking at maybe working people, your normal 9-to-5 clients, because then they can't get into a salon in the day, so they can get to you either in the evening or on weekends. So it's that you need to kind of scale down, like who is your client, what times can they get to you, what kind of income do they get, do you want to... And you might say, well, why does it matter about their income? But actually it does, because beauty treatments, obviously they need money to be able to afford them, and beauty treatments aren't cheap. So it's just the disposable income that they use to be able to have them treatments. So if someone is a lower earner, then they might be clients that just have the one-off lash treatments or nail treatments, special occasion treatments, treatments for holidays, that type of thing. There might not be someone that's going to be having their nails or their lashes infilled every 2 weeks, because obviously that's an upkeep. So obviously if they earn slightly more or have a higher job, or they've already got a house, they might not be saving for a house, they're already kind of settled, they've got that income then to be able to come to you every 2 weeks and be a long-standing client. So it's just things like that you really kind of need to think about. What does that girl walking through your door look like? What does she do? What does she... how much does she care about her appearance? Like, what job does she do? What hours does she work? Really think of that audience and write it down. And that's who you'll pinpoint on, for example, social media or your email blasts. And yeah, just always remember your client first of all. So on that kind of point, going on to kind of social media, I always see people going on about, it's not a bad thing, just putting it out there, and I have noticed some other people actually agree with me on this, but people, say for example a lash artist, they'll put up a lovely picture of their lashes, and in the description they will talk about what length they used, what curl they used, what thickness they used, you get my drift. Or they might put up a pair of their tweezers and be like, oh my god, these Dermonts are amazing, blah, 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 and go on about their tweezers. Now, these are all great posts for other lash artists to look at, but that is not your target audience. Your target audience is going to have no idea what you're on about. They don't know what Dermonts are. They don't know that, like, they must don't even know what you pick up lashes with. Like, they don't actually care, like, in the nicest possible way. They don't really care. They want to see lashes. They want to see aftercare tips. They want to see what their lashes are going to look like in 2 weeks. So retention pictures are always really good. Before and after shots are really good. Think about, what does your audience want to see? They don't care about what you use because they don't actually know. They won't understand. So always give them like tips and tricks, and like tricks how to look after their lashes better. It might be washing their lashes with lash shampoo, and showing them how to do that by videos. It might be like doing pictures that are halfway through a set so they can see the difference of what their lashes were and what they're becoming. So different things like that. Like, always put your audience first. Obviously, it is great to have a connection and a relationship with other lash techs, 100%, all for that. But maybe that means that you want a second page, which might be, building up your relationship with with your fellow lash techs, or you might have a training page or whatever that is. Or obviously, like, you know, you don't want all the same type of post, so you might want to chuck in another post like about your tweezers or whatever for lash techs to see, but just don't always focus your posts on that, because your audience, which are the ones that are paying you, which are the ones that are keeping you in business, they are the ones that need to be interested in your page the most. Otherwise you are going to have less clientele. So it's not about pleasing the other lash artists out there, it's about pleasing your clientele. So yeah, I hope that helps. Also, like, you see, like on our Facebook pages and posts where there's obviously like lash artist groups or salon owner groups and stuff like that, and they're so helpful. Like, I can't recommend you enough to always be on there and seeing what everyone's advice is and making friends and networking and that type of thing. It's absolutely amazing. But there's always the follow me posts, and if you follow me, I'll follow you back, etc. To gain likes. And it's not about the likes. Obviously it's great to have loads of likes, but if them likes aren't your audience, then what is the point? Because there's no point having 100 followers and 5 of them followers are going to be your audience or your clientele, and the other 95 of those likes are lash artists, because, no offence, the lash artists aren't going to be bringing you in money. Unless obviously they're local and need to get their lashes done. But that's just building up popularity and sharing tips and obviously learning, which is the good side of it. But it's not bringing your income, because it's not going to bring your clients in. So you need your followers to be your audience. So just remember that when you're next see a post and goes, oh, I need to get to 1,000 followers. Like, please can you like my posts or like my page, and I'll share it back. Because it's all great get to 1,000 followers, but if it's not your audience, what is the point? Like, it has to be the right people. It's not a popularity contest. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that little tip tonight. That's all I can really say about your audience. There's loads more I could go into depth, but I don't want to bore you too much. If you want to talk more about this subject, then obviously give me a shout and we can go into it more detail. If some people get really stuck on this question, because it is quite hard. Like, when you say who's your audience, you really have to think about it. So have a real deep think about it, and if you get stuck, then just drop me a DM on Instagram and I'll be able to help you. Or if you're obviously one of my business students, I'll be able to help you, and we could do like real work with this to find your audience. So yeah, and also if you want to DM me and tell me what else would you like us to talk about in the podcast, or who would you like us to interview, let's see what you guys want, so then we can follow that through, so you'll carry on listening. And also, while I'm at it, plug in the podcast, if you could leave a review on wherever you're listening to it, so if that's Spotify or through the Apple app, if you could give us a share and a comment, like a review, that would be super amazing, because that boosts our listeners up in the Spotify and Apple library. So that'd be super good. But anyways, I'll leave you on that note, because it's in the middle of the night here, because this is what I do. I just work through the night because I'm an absolute addict, and I just really wanted to get on the show and just, you know, get teaching you about audiences. So yeah, I'll leave that for you to think about, and I shall speak to you guys soon.